this weekend, I'm diving into the backlist of one of my all-time favorite authors, Fredrik Backman. He's already an auto-buy author for me. He's written some of the most beautiful, human, emotional stories that I've ever read before, but somehow I still haven't read everything this man has written. And if he's a favorite, I should probably read all of his books. I need to be a pro at Fredrik Backman. So in this vlog, you guys are going to come along with me while I read the rest of his books. I've read his main works, but the ones that I'm reading in this video are a little less popular and not as trendy as these, so I'm excited to get into them. Let's really quick review what I've read from him, what I've rated them, and what I'm going to read. I have read a total of 7 books from Fredrik Backman. The Beartown series, which is a 5-star series for me, I rated each book in this trilogy 5 stars, which rarely happens. If I'm gonna recommend one book or one series to you from this author, it's Beartown. A Man Called Ove, which I also rated 5 stars, but I read it back in 2021. I feel like if I reread it now, it might not be a 5-star, it might still be a 4 or a 4.5. This was the first Fredrik Backman book that I've ever read, and I stuck with him after this, obviously. Then most recently, I read My Friends, and this one crushed me. Are you guys surprised that I rated this one 5 stars as well? Because I'm not. He likes blue, doesn't he? Then Anxious People, which I rated 3 out of 5 stars. This wasn't my favorite from him. I still highlighted the crap out of it, annotated some, took pictures of certain quotes. I love his quotes and his words and the way he speaks. Not my favorite, but I still enjoyed it. And last but not least, My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry. I also rated this one 3 out of 5 stars. The main POV is a child, and I just kind of didn't click with it, but it is relatable if you've ever lost someone in your life. It goes over grief and loss very, very well, especially in someone who's really young. In their eyes, it's very beautifully written. I would recommend this for certain people or certain themes or topics. The main book that I'm going to be reading in this video is Britt Marie Was Here, because I haven't read it yet. It's been on my TBR for a while. I got it at a used bookstore here in Colorado Springs. Did I? There's no sticker there. There's usually a sticker. Oh, it was right there, of course, and it looks like it. I need like the goopy gone. I have no idea what this book is about, and I love going into my books blind, so that's what I'm gonna do, and I will update you guys periodically, but also I'm going to be sprinkling in some of his short stories that are available on Libby right now. Things My Son Needs to Know About the World by Fredrik Backman is a 3-hour audiobook. I am about to have a son, and I think that I could find something out of this. I know it's father to son. Fredrik, he's writing to his son, but I think I could find some value out of it, and I think it'll make me cry. All of his books tend to make me very emotional, so I wouldn't be surprised. And then The Deal of a Lifetime, which is 47 minutes. This one looks like a holiday book, like a Christmas edition, something. I don't know, there's a Christmas tree on the front. It looks like a Christmas tree on the front, but it's 47 minutes, so I'm going to read that one as well. Let's get started. I'm excited. That's the to-do list I have before we move. We move in 3 weeks, and we've got a lot to do. So I'm getting started a bit early. I'm sitting on my bathroom floor because I have stuff to go through. Like, these are full. I'm making my job easier later, so now I'm going to clean out, throw away any products that I'm not using. Same with peroxide. If there's anything used or that we won't use, I'm going to throw them away, especially with us storing things in a storage unit for a few months in Knoxville. Half of this stuff we aren't going to be able to store, and half of it is going to Virginia with us, so we need kind of like 2 different piles. No, 3 different piles. Trash, storage unit, coming with us to Richmond. And that's kind of what we're doing. We're cleaning and divvying everything up because we have a busy few weeks. But I thought, why not listen to a Fredrik Backman book? Which I'm going to, I think, listen to The Deal of a Lifetime, which is 47 minutes. Little shortcake. Let me look up what this book is about. It looks like a Christmas on a cold winter's night. So it's probably not Christmas, but it's winter themed. A father and son are seeing each other for the first time in years. The father has a story to share before it's too late. I have rated so many books 5 stars from him, but a short story, I've told you guys a million times, I do not have a good rating system or scale for short stories. I could not see myself giving a 47-minute book a 5 star. I just couldn't. I'm going to listen to that and time lapse it while I clean my house.
Easy come and easy go. You're an unfading star, a gentle love, the kind that lifts you up.
I finished. It went by way faster than I thought because I was listening at 1.25 speed, so that took me about 30-ish minutes. It's a short story. I don't know how to feel about it. I need to really set the standard with my rating. I think it's just tough for me because I track all of the books that I read, and it's not a 5 star. This was not even a 4 star. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. It was basically about what you would give up in order to save a life, and it's specifically about this father and son who have a estranged relationship, a pretty rough relationship. The dad is an extremely wealthy man and has kind of neglected his son and his ex-wife. It definitely had Fredrik Backman's voice to it. Like, it felt very Beartown-ish. Like, it just felt like Fredrik Backman's writing. He has a very specific voice with the way he speaks. Like, his sentence structure and the organization of his sentences, like, it sounds like him. So I appreciated that because I do like him a lot. Ticking off the Fredrik Backman books. Now, I still have Brock's side of his stuff. I'm going to start Things My Son Needs to Know About the World. And it's 3 hours and 10 minutes. Okay, well, I'm not even 2 minutes in and it's already like making me tear up. I think it's going to be really hard to get through this book since I'm about to have my own son. And I know I said this in the intro that it's father to son, but I still think you can take something out of it, and just the I think it's a dedication. Just the dedication is already getting to me, so I know this is gonna be a rough one. I am now dying laughing because the whole first chapter is the word poop in every single sentence, and how much a newborn's life revolves around its poop schedule, what color is the poop, and the diapers. It's making me laugh. It's making me laugh now. The intro was sweet and thoughtful, and now it's just like goofy. But I'm gonna do a face mask because I found it under my sink, and it doesn't expire until 2027. And it says no harmful ingredients. Can you do a face mask when you're pregnant? Yes, you can. That's me literally all day, every day. So I'm gonna do a face mask. I'm a texture person and I don't like this. Cute. Oh my god, it's so cold. My time is up. The dogs hated it when I came downstairs. They were barking so much. I bought a whole bag of blow pops about a month ago because I was kind of craving a blow pop for some reason. I had one and then haven't had any more. So I have like 30 blow pops that I need to eat. They're so good. I don't have a bedside table anymore, and neither does Brock. We are selling our bedside table and our dresser set that we've had since our very first apartment together in Richmond, so that's kind of upsetting, like letting things go. This room right now is messy because I emptied all of the drawers to take pictures of everything to post on Facebook Marketplace, and now there's clothes everywhere. But I also have a ton of laundry and like things to kind of organize and go over that were in my bedside table. And I'm going to be continuing listening to Things My Son Needs to Know About the World. I am an hour and 45 minutes into the book and I have an hour and 25 minutes left. So I'm about 55% of the way through. I am adoring this book. It's kind of word vomiting in a way, like a montage of the first few years of his son's life. And it's really stinking cute. Like, it's very cute. It's already made me tear up a few times. But I'm not surprised because the way Frederick Bachman and his voice and his writing and his words, I'm not surprised that it's making me tear up a little bit, especially with A Son on the Way. I think Brock should read this at some point. I did buy the physical copy because I like it so much already and I want to highlight some things. Like, there are some amazing quotes that I think apply to having a child in general, not just a father and son dynamic. So I'm relating a lot, or I think I will relate a lot to these when baby is here. But I'm going to continue listening while I kind of clean and organize this room a little bit. Like, there's not much to do organization-wise because it's just going to be a mess in this house for the next month and I have to live with that.
It's like we've always known, been set in stone.
It has been a lazy day, but that is because it's been a few busy days. As you guys can see, our dresser is right now in boxes on the floor. We don't move for another 2.5 weeks, and we moved our dressers downstairs because that's when our friends could come and help us. And now we're kind of regretting that because we're just living on the floor. But I wanted to update on Britt Marie was here. I am 135 pages through. I think that's about 35% of the way through the book. It's not my favorite Frederick Bachman book, I can tell you that. I think I would have liked the audiobook of this one. Me physically reading it, I'm a little bored, but I'll get into that in just a second. The other books that I've read from him, My Grandmother Wanted Me to Tell You She's Sorry, is that a title? Maybe I'm saying that, something of the sort. I listened to that one and I rated it 3 stars, but I'm happy I listened to it because the rating probably would have been a little bit lower if I didn't listen to it because I wasn't enjoying it as much as I usually do his books. This one is okay. Britt has recently been divorced and she's a 60-year-old woman. She's very particular and interesting. Like, I love her quirky personality. I mean, I like the very first paragraph in this book. She's like, I'm not a judgmental person, but, and then goes immediately into judging someone, and she's very judgmental. She's very peculiar and has her tastes and her ways, and she's very clean. I like her. She's unique. She's giving me Ove. Like, she reminds me a little bit of Ove, just a little grouchy, but she's more difficult, it seems. Ove was kind of just to himself and like did his own thing and he was grouchy. Britt Marie is like judgmental, not fun to be around, like just not a great, not a great person. We don't know a ton about her. So I need to get to know her a little bit more, but she's not my favorite, I will say that. Now, I'm a little interested because the last chapter I just read, Britt Marie has this new job at a recreational center in this really podunk small town. But this guy named Frederick comes to town and he kind of like, he's wearing a hockey jersey and he's like a hockey coach, I think, and he's talking about his son wanting to play soccer. And since I just read Things My Son Needs to Know About the World, he's talking to his son about playing soccer. So I'm wondering if like Frederick put himself in this book or if he just liked his name and wanted to use his name, because there's this random character who just shows up to town and orders a pizza and then like leaves. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But yeah, that's my update for now. So I don't know when I'll update again, but I'm taking my time with this book. I do have to finish it by the end of the week if I want to get this video posted, so I'm gonna be rushing to finish this book. I just realized I don't think I ever did my final review of Things My Son Needs to Know About the World. I think I talked about it, but I never told you guys that I finished it and that I really, really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I absolutely recommend the audiobook. I thought there was a lot of character brought into it. The narrator did a great job. I think in general, it just can apply to parents or soon-to-be parents because I thought it was very, very heartwarming. It is very niche and targeted towards Frederick's son, so there were some like inside jokes or some things that I didn't quite understand. Like I loved he like put in a few recipes in there of like things that his 1.5-year-old likes, or things that he likes that he wants his son to know to eat in the future, like comfort foods. I thought that was really cute. There were just elements to it that were very deep and personable to him, which I enjoyed because I like him as a person and I really like his writing and getting to know little bits of him, because he doesn't post a lot on social media and like his private life is pretty private. So getting this little hint of him was really, really fun. And one element in it, kind of like he did in Britt Marie a little bit, I feel like, is Frederick Bachman was actually robbed and shot at. I think he was at a jeweler or like a watch store. And in Things My Son Needs to Know About the World, he describes like almost dying and his wife being like the one thing that he like wanted to see after. And it was just really sweet. But he went through this really traumatic thing. I'm wondering if he based Anxious People off of his experience, but he made Anxious People very goofy and also kind of funny and heartwarming, and it probably wasn't comparable at all to the trauma that he went through. But I'm wondering these little tiny things that we got hints of in this little short story, you can tell most of his books are based off the things that he likes in life. Soccer or hockey. Paintings were mentioned in Britt Marie Was Here, but also in My Friends, his most recent release. Like, all of these books kind of have common themes because they are common themes in his life. At least that's what it seems like. And I'm really enjoying that. Like, I like how all of these little things tie together. You're getting little bits and pieces of him throughout his books, which I think most authors do and should do. But I really like how subtle they are. But if you've read all of his books, you're probably going to pick up on it. There's 2 more books. The Answer Is No, and Every Morning the Long Way... I always mess this one. My dyslexia doesn't like this title. And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. Less than 100 pages. I think The Answer Is No is 68 pages. I don't really want to buy them just yet. Like, I want to in the future because I want to have all of his books and even the short little guys. But because we're moving, I don't want to physically buy any more books, even though I did buy Things My Son Needs to Know About the World. I bought that one because I really liked it and I think Brock should read it. Other than that, I don't want to buy any more. So I have And Every Morning the Long Way Home Gets Longer and Longer on hold, but it's a 3-week wait. So I'm probably not going to read that one in this video. And The Answer Is No is not available on my Libby. And I know this is me reading my favorite author's backlist, but those 2 books I'm going to hold off on reading right now just because I don't have them yet. The Libby that I have of this one, I'm not saying it again, the Every Morning Long Way Home, yeah. It's only an hour long and will probably be in the middle of our move when the hold becomes available on my Libby. So this will be a great quick little audiobook that I can knock out when it becomes available. So I won't be vlogging those 2 books, but you can follow me on Goodreads to see what I end up rating them and follow my Bookstagram to see if I post about them. But Britt Marie Was Here will be continued, so I'll update soon. I know I did not do a great job of updating frequently, but I did finish Britt Marie Was Here about an hour ago, and I have thoughts. Let me just tell you guys my rating first. I'm rating this book 3 out of 5 stars. This Frederick Bachman book reminds me a lot of My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry and Anxious People. Both of those books, and this one included, I didn't click with the characters right away. And I think for me, the Frederick Bachman books that I've given 5 stars or even 4 stars, like those books, I click very quickly to the characters. Even though Britt Marie grew on me after some time, it did take me quite a little bit of time to be fond of her and kind of like her and see where she's coming from and her personality. So I guess this like split with Frederick Bachman. 3 of his books I've rated 3 stars. But I also have read 5 other books that I gave 5 stars. So it's very split down the middle, where I think a few of his books have been pretty average to me, and a few of his books have been spectacular. It seems like I really, really, really enjoy his books, or some of his books are just like fine. I did really love the message behind this book and Britt Marie. The whole struggle, there's a few things Britt Marie is struggling with, but one of the main ones is that she feels like she is too old to start over. She doesn't want to divorce her husband because she feels like she cannot fall in love again. Britt Marie is also kind of forced into a position where she has to get a new job in a new town, and she doesn't want to start over there either. She's feeling very reluctant to start over because of her age. But I think the purpose and the message behind this book towards the end is it doesn't matter what age you are, it's your life and you get to decide what makes you happy and what doesn't. So if she wants to start over, then she can. Another cute little aspect is the people in your life can definitely add color, and Britt Marie didn't have many people in her corner. She has not had someone just backing her up and being there for her and supporting her, and she's never had a community until she gets to Borg. I think that's how Borg might be this town, this small town. When she gets in this small town, she develops this unique little ragtag group of a community, and I think that's what she needed. She needed people to see her, even if she's quirky and hard to love and judgmental. Like, those kinds of people still need a community and people to back them up. The overarching question, especially towards the end, is how should you live your life? That is the biggest question that Britt Marie is trying to answer for herself and that Fredrik Backman brings up multiple times within this book. And I think there are different interpretations for this, but I interpret it as you have the key to your own happiness and how are you going to live your life. Britt Marie has kind of been miserable. She doesn't really see it like that, but she's been in this really crappy relationship. Her ex-husband was just mean and didn't appreciate her, and she was kind of a stay-at-home stepmom. She did all of the cleaning. She did everything for her husband, never anything for herself. And I think this time where she's now divorced and moving to a new town, even if the town she thinks at first is dirty and scummy and she doesn't like it, it becomes hers. But basically just not letting outside forces determine your own happiness, I think, is the biggest, like...
I don't have a shirt on.
Oh.
Hold on, let me just... I'll wait real quick.
Okay. Come on.
Okay, sorry.
I'll be done in just a sec. Especially because Britt Marie has always been there for someone, aka her husband and her stepchildren. She's always had people relying on her. So when she goes to this new town, she's like looking acknowledgement almost from these people, and she wants to help. Even if she kind of puts up a front that she doesn't want to help, she wants to be the kind of person to help out and to be there for other people. But in turn, having people be there for her as well. I like the message behind this book and finding your people, finding your own happiness. I like that more than I liked the book itself. Like the message. I liked the message. I do feel like this is very similar to Beartown in a way, but the similarities with the small town, the quirky characters, the bigger message at hand, and the subtle little quotes here and there that just like really pop, it reminded me a lot of that. It almost felt like this was a writing prompt for Fredrik to get ready for Beartown. Like, it felt kind of like that, especially with the hockey element a town over. Maybe he's referencing Beartown, I'm not quite sure, but, and I guess tying this all back to why I love Fredrik. And I think I mentioned this earlier, but I really enjoyed the fact that all of his books have common themes, but the common themes are things that he loves in his life, like the people around him, hockey, soccer. Maybe he has someone in his life that reminds him a lot of Britt Marie, and I like that he's adding these things in his stories because it makes you feel like you're close to the author themselves. Like, I feel like I know Fredrik, even if he is a private person, or even if I really don't know him at all. I feel like I kind of understand his life and his mental state and where he's coming from because of the topics that he talks about in his books. And I think this confirms that he is a favorite author of mine. I really can't at the moment think of anyone who really matches my love for him, so take that with what you will. I think if you have not read any Frederick Bachman books, please start with A Man Called Ove or Beartown. Beartown's a little bit like trigger filled, so look up some of those trigger warnings if they do affect you, but those two books I highly recommend. Beartown series as a whole, I'm gonna reread that probably 5 or 6 times in my whole lifetime. It's such an amazing series. But that is it for this reading vlog. Thank you for watching, and if you want to support my channel, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next